Hi everyone, my name is Reverend Matthew Fillier and I'm the lead minister here at Bedford United Church, and we're really excited to start welcoming some of you back. And I say some of you because not everyone will be back at the same time for in-person worship during COVID-19. The church can only hold so many people under regulations, and that means lots of us will be watching from home each Sunday. So let me explain a little bit about how all of this works. Right now, you have to register for worship, and you can do that through our email reservation system, which goes out weekly and asks you to reserve one Sunday a month. You can also phone the church and reserve a seat that way, especially if you can't use email or you don't have the internet. Once we have you confirmed for worship, you've got your seat and you can come on down. The door that we're going to use is going to be this door. And as you can see, this is the office door. And you can see we've got our daily checklist right here about how you feel that day. Make sure before you come to church, you ask yourself, how am I feeling? Are you showing any symptoms? If you are, keep yourself and everyone around you safe and stay home and enjoy church online if you can. Or come when you're feeling better and that time is past. When we come to this door, we're all going to walk in through the office door, and that means we also are ready to wear our mask. You'll need to wear a mask at church at all times when you're in the building. So come on, let's go to church. Hey everyone, I've got my mask on. I'm in the church, came in through the office door, and the first person I meet is an usher who's gonna ask me how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna sanitize my hands.
How's you getting on?
Oh, you're gonna have to translate for the locals, Tony.
Oh, sorry. How are you feeling? Any symptoms of COVID?
I'm feeling really great today, actually.
Good. Let me just give you some hand sanitizer here.
Oh, very good. I'm just gonna sanitize my hands, and then I'm gonna get ready to go down to our front desk and sign in for worship. Come on, follow me. So everybody, as you can see, we're signing up at the worship desk, and we've got to keep our 6 feet of distance from one another. So some of us are in a bubble, we're in a family, and you can stand together. So make sure you keep 6 feet between you and the next family bubble ahead of you. And what will happen is that our usher will sign you in, look up your name on our list, and sign you into worship and confirm your attendance.
I'm Katie Avon.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Yes, you're right there.
And my phone number is 835-8497.
You're registered to worship.
I'm Paige Frazier. Phone number 506-478-4533.
Good to go.
Thank you.
It's just that easy. And so now we're going to go on into the sanctuary, and remember, keep your mask on at all times in the building. Hi everyone, so we're inside the sanctuary now, and one of the first things that you'll notice is we're not passing the offering plate in church anymore. I know, right? PAR and e-transfer are still great ways to give to our church, and thank you to everybody who gives online and monthly remittance that way. It really is amazing. If you still want to give money or your envelope, you can do that before the service starts and after the service when you pass by the offering plate in the sanctuary. There's lots of things that we can't do in church, and there are many things we can still do in church. When you're in the space, we love to hug one another. Unfortunately, right now, in order to keep each other safe, we can't hug one another. But we can say namaste to one another, which in our church is a very powerful symbol, and we can wish one another the peace of Christ. And remember, the eyes are still the window to the soul. So there's lots of ways to say that you care about your neighbors. And just being together is really important. That alone is an expression of solidarity and community. The other piece we want to remind you of is that I know coffee's a big part of our church culture, but at this time we're asking you not to bring coffee to church, because when you do, you have to do this. And that could expose people around you unnecessarily, or we might take our mask off and forget to put it back on. So for right now, enjoy coffee before worship, go for coffee after worship, but leave your coffee at home for the service. Hey everyone, so you're in the sanctuary now. An usher will escort you to the front of the church when you're coming to worship, and we seat from the front of the church to the rear. And I know it's hard. Everyone's got their favorite spot in church, but we really do need to space the church in a particular way to keep everybody safe. There's green tape on the pews that you can sit in, and ushers know this, And there are also clearly marked X's around where individuals can sit in pews. Your whole bubble can still sit together in church. So the number of people that can sit in our sanctuary at any given time really depends on who's RSVP'd for worship.
So Katie, I'm just going to get you to have a seat in the middle there. See where the X is? You just need to put your bum on the X.
Usually we like to sit over there. Those are our seats.
Oh, I know, but you know what? For COVID and keeping everybody safe, we're actually directing people where they need to sit to keep everything in order and flowing easily. So I hope you don't mind, but Tony's already down there. We'd love to have company.
Okay,
Thank you, Katie.
I guess.
We know it's hard. And remember, no matter where you're seated, God is here all the time. We're going to only use the center aisle for coming and going from worship. So just remember that not to use the side aisles. And we get it. There's not going to be a lot of movement during the service. We ask people to really stay where they are in their pew. And sometimes we all have to go to the bathroom. And the bathrooms are still open on the main floor. You can still go to the bathroom. It's really okay. We're cool with that. The other thing we want to remind you is that there's a smaller group of us in church these days. So sound really carries during the service. So if you can be as quiet as you can be and cut the sort of pew conversations down to a minimum, it really does help. I know that lots of you are just full of excitement to want to talk about how you'd like the sermon to be at least twice as long during the service, but this is not the time for it. Talk about it outside after the service.
Oh, hi. I'm Tony James. I'm the music ministry lead here at Bedford United. And things are really different, aren't they? Especially worship. One thing that you'll find when you come here on Sundays is singing is not permitted. But you can still hum. You can still contemplate and let the Spirit speak to you. Worship is super important here. So even if you can't vocalize, you can still hear the voice of God. You'll notice from time to time there may be 3 or 4 other singers with me on stage. Rest assured they're following protocols and everything is by the book. We just can't wait to see you here at BUC.
Hey everyone. So after the service is finished, whoever's presiding that day will invite people to leave in a particular order. We will leave starting with the people at the back of the church or closest to the sanctuary doors, and then in reverse order all the way to the front. So people will get up and they will come down the center aisle, keeping social distance, and they'll walk right out the doors that you walked in through. As I leave the service, taking my time, making sure to keep distance, normally we would have a receiving line with staff right here at the door. And that's something that all of us on the staff team will greatly miss. The problem with continuing to do that right now is it creates a whole lot of congestion and it defies the protocols that we're being asked to follow. So we're going to do something a little different. It's not just about what we can't do, it's about what we will do differently. So we're going to walk on out here. We can sanitize our hands right here at the sanitizer pump, if you so desire. You've been in the space, you can do that. And staff will be right here outside. So come on out with me. Now we're outside, and the restrictions are different out here. We can all breathe a little bit easier here, as long as we keep 6 feet of distance from each other. And we're gonna invite people to go down to the crossing to have extra chats. We've got this beautiful space down here, so why not use it on beautiful days? Down here at the crossing, we can all hang out together, spaced appropriately, in the fresh air, and catch up as neighbors and friends. And our whole staff team will make themselves available on Sunday to do just that. We hope you've really enjoyed this short video of what to expect when you come to church during COVID-19. And as always, BUC is here for you in every way we possibly can. That has not changed. So much has in our world, but church remains the same. And remember, it's okay if you want to stay home and watch worship online and participate that way. If that makes sense to you for so many reasons, we're so glad that that option is available, and we're going to be experimenting over the next number of weeks. So just give us your patience and grace, and we'll get through this together and be stronger than ever. God bless you all. Namaste. And all the people said, Amen.